Don't think of me too often. I don't want to think of you getting all maudlin. Just live well. This is said by Will in the movie Me Before You, directed by Thea Sharrock, released in 2016. William and Louisa had a love that never should have ended. First, I am going to give you a summary of the movie Me Before You. Then I am going to tell you the actual ending. And finally, I'll share my alternate ending with you. Let's begin by hearing a summary of the movie Me Before You. Louisa is an upbeat and caring young woman. She lives with her family in New England and has a longtime boyfriend. She has just recently become jobless after losing her job in the local cafe unexpectedly. She goes out to find a job as quickly as possible to help support her family. She soon lands a job as a caretaker for a paralyzed man named William Trainer. William is a young business executive who 2 years prior tragically became paralyzed after being struck by a motorcycle while walking across the road. He now has around-the-clock care for him and has a doctor taking care of all of his medicines. Louisa's job will be to take care of Will during the day. At first, Will is a complete jerk to her. But soon they warm up to each other. They become closer and closer over time and learn a lot about each other. Louisa learns more about Will's life before the accident and why it is so hard to cope with him not being able to walk. She soon learns the reason behind her being there and why she has to take care of him. A few months prior to Louisa being there, Will tried to end his life. He made his mom promise that she would send him to an assisted suicide facility, which would help him commit suicide legally, and that would happen in 6 months. After hearing this, Louisa tries to make the best of the time that Will has left in his life. They go on many new adventures, such as a horse race, they crash a wedding, and they go on a romantic night to the symphony. Will learns to be happy again with his life and enjoy new parts of the world without being able to walk. So here's a clip. And then I'll show you who the characters are. So
Happy birthday to you.
So this is at Louisa's birthday party, and this is just a cute clip. So that's her boyfriend, and it shows you how much they fell in love with each other. So.
I did very specially.
Oh, thank you, Patrick. Oh.
And that's Will.
Oh, wow. There's something for you in my bag as well.
You got him a present? It's very kind of you. Isn't that kind, Bernard?
That's very kind.
Oh, lovely. Oh my God, I don't believe it!
What?
Where did you get that?
That's a secret. Tights.
Only the best pair of tights ever! Oh, I'm gonna go try them on. I'm gonna go try them on. Oh, can't tell you how much I love them. Really, thank you.
Okay, that just shows how close they got and how much she was in love with Will compared to her boyfriend. So now that you've heard a summary, let's hear the actual ending of the movie. Towards the end of Will's 6 months, Will and Louisa take a trip to a small island off the coast of Africa. While they are there, Louisa kisses Will on the last night and confesses that she's in love with him. She refuses to have him end his life. Will also states that he's in love with her, but will not stop from ending his life, and when they get back, he will be going to the facility to do so. They spend the night together, and when they get back the next day, Louisa refuses to talk to Will because she is so mad about the situation. They leave and don't speak to each other again. A couple days later, Louisa gets a call from Will that he's in the facility and is in the final moments of his life. Louisa goes to share those moments with him, and as she's there, Will gives her a letter that she makes a promise not to open until he's dead. So this is like the letter, and this is like the quote, and then he's like states that he's like in love with her. Now that you have heard the actual ending, let me give you my alternate ending. So Will and Louisa still go to Africa, and then while she confesses her love to him, he confesses his love to her, and they end up like savoring the night together. And the next day when they get back, they later get married and start to build a house. While they are building a house, they adopt 2 children from Africa, where they had first confessed their love together, and then they raise those children while Louisa still continues to take care of Will, just as she first had done. They grow old together, and later their children take care of them, and they pass away together. In conclusion, I first told you a summary of the movie, Me Before You. I gave you the actual ending, and finally, I told you my alternate ending. Will and Louisa had a love that never should have ended. I hope Louisa can take Will's advice and just live well.